Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Shadow of Elden things and such. Man, look at that whiteness. Ah, white grace. Yeah. Alright, well today we're going to go through the remaining Starfall Forges. What did we even get at the end of the last one? Oh right, the Anvil Hammer. Again, I really debated doing these because I'm not sure what the point of doing these is, but they're all relatively unique, so why not? Also, last time I got into an argument with myself about, Rune of Death, Destined Death stuff. I wonder how the comments have been turning out for that one. Let me think. Yeah, I need to open that up. I don't think I need to jump on top of that one, though. Because it was one of those things where people just don't really have in-game evidence for it, which frustrates me. Oh man, he's mad. I didn't know that could happen. Look at them go. Do it, buddy. Don't let that slime. Oh man, you let that slime just end you. Shame. But there's things like that happen now and then. Probably the most infamous one for me, the one that people still leave comments about, is in Elden Ring's opening cinematic, when it's introducing the demigods. We have a slide of Morgott or Margit stabbing a dude with red hair, and people go, "Oh well, that's Radahn. That, it shows that Margit is stronger than Radahn, or it shows that Radahn attacked Leyndell, blah blah blah, whatever." But I strongly disagree with that. And so, here's how this conversation usually goes. Oh, well, it's Radahn. And I say, why is it Radahn? Well, he's got red hair. It's got Radahn's armor. Radahn attacked Leyndell. So I go, okay, why do you think Radahn attacked Leyndell? And they say, well, because of the picture. That's Radahn at Leyndell. And I say, okay, but it might not be Radahn. And my logic for that is, well, for one thing, this intro cinematic is designed to show you the demigods. We see them each once. Radahn is in that cinematic a few seconds after this supposed Radahn entrance. So why would he be the only one that shows up twice? Beyond that, he's not the right size, his armor isn't the same, he's missing his helmet, he's missing his horse, he's missing his swords. The only bit that is recognizably in any way Radahn would be the red hair. And Radahn's not the only person. Oh, my foot. Radahn's not the only person with red hair in Elden Ring. And, some people say, oh, it's clearly his armor. And I did a very, very in-depth comparison of them, and it is not his armor. So no one really has any answers for that. They usually just say, they just drew the armor different, or it was an early draft. Even though he shows up a few seconds later with his actual in-game armor. Yeah. But they say, well, I have an answer for the size. It's because this is when Radahn was younger, and he got bigger later. Which, that's one of those things where you can't really prove either way. Of course, now with the DLC, people say, oh, well, that's younger Radahn, and he's smaller. Which, yeah, that is technically true. We do fight a incarnation of younger Radahn, and he is smaller. Does that mean that's an accurate size for him? No, because FromSoft have always played it pretty fast and loose with the sizes of people. And a lot of the times, human sort of enemies, they are a lot bigger than they should be because that just makes it easier to design a boss fight. But I'm not going to argue that Radahn got bigger or didn't get bigger, because that's one of the things where we don't know either way. It's impossible to prove. But some of the logic people had for that was... some of it wasn't bad. It was like, oh, well, you know, he got bigger and that's why he learned gravity magic, so that he could sit on his horsey. I kind of disagree with that, because the wording, to me, and I'll admit this is my interpretation, the wording of everything about Radahn learning gravity magic for his horse, that some people call Leonard, come on down. To me, the wording makes it sound more like Leonard was always a pretty rubbish horse. He wasn't a war horse. Like when people were making a war... when people were choosing a war horse, they don't just grab, like, a random horse. Horses are bred for specific things. Like, some horses are bred to, you know, pull a cart, or whatever. Other horses are bred to be war horses, and so on. Not my area of expertise, but it's something I know a tiny bit about. Leonard, clearly not a warhorse, because he's a mangy, decrepit horse. So, let's say you're Radahn. You're a big dude, even when you're young. You're big. But you form a bond with this horse, for some reason. Doesn't it make sense to learn gravity magic, so that you can use the horse? Because even if Radahn never got bigger, he would still be too big to ride that horse into battle, you know? But that's the way I look at it. But if you want to look at it the way that, you know, oh, you know, it's Radahn, you know, he used to be able to ride it, but then he got too big, blah, blah, whatever. That's fine. Because, again, there's not really evidence either way. But, yeah, it just... there's a lot of circular logic with that whole, oh, that must be Radahn. Because the only evidence for it being Radahn is that it has red hair. Conversely, there's a lot of evidence that it's not Radahn. Because if Radahn had ever been at Lanedale, laying siege to the capital city, why does nobody, nothing, not at once, ever mention that in the game? You know, like how the game mentions the pretty much every other major battle, but they don't mention that one because... why not? Is there a... okay, yeah, there's a lever there. I need to use that to get up that step. Oh, that was terrifying. Hey buddy, I don't want to fight you and your friends, so how about you just come fight me by yourself? Is your buddy standing up? He's not yet, but come closer. What's wrong? Come a little closer. And see, that's just the way I look at it. If Radahn had ever laid siege to Leyndell, something in the game would mention that. If the strongest of the demigods, that's not me calling him the strongest, by the way, that's how the game refers to him. If the strongest of the demigods, the mightiest of them, had laid siege to Leyndell, someone would have mentioned it somewhere. So then, of course, we run into the issue of, oh, okay, if it's not Radahn, who is it? Good question. My best bet would be that it's a... So, okay, so, there are 2 sieges of Leyndell that we know happened. In... Oh, was it the first or the... Oh my goodness. Oh! Uh-oh. We're in trouble. Someone's come along and burst my bubble. But yeah. Now, it's been a bit, so I must admit I can't remember exactly which one, but one of the sieges of Leyndell was definitely Godfrey. Probably Godric as well. Because if you look at the ashes for the ancient dragon knight, Kristoff, it says that during the whatever siege of Leyndell, he captured Godfrey. Godfrey, if you need a reminder, is Godfrey the Grafted. Do I have those spirit ashes? I don't think I do, but let's check. I don't think I have it on this character, unfortunately, because I have skipped quite a lot of things. Smith script. But yeah, I mean, you can check it yourself. Ancient Dragon Knight Kristoff captured Godfrey the Grafted. It would make sense that Godfrey the Grafted and Godric the Grafted were on the same side. They probably tried to take Leyndell together. Once it failed, Godric dressed up as like he disguised himself as a lady to escape the city. Yay! That's a cool sword, by the way. Well, let's continue this train of thought up here. Because yeah, if you check the story trailer for Elden Ring, at some point you can see one of the sieges of Leyndell, and the soldiers who are attacking it are wearing Godric's colours. Yeah, they're wearing this armour. Soldiers loyal to Godric the Grafted. So, putting it all together, it would make sense that one of the sieges of Leyndell was Godric and Godfrey. The other one, all we really know about it is that Morgott stacked high the corpses of heroes, or something to that effect. Right? Nah. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember what to do. Jump over here, I think. Actually, no, let's go down here. Get some smithing stones in these areas, but... do I... No, I don't think I want to jump on that yet. Now, so we don't really know who the other siege was. That said, stacked high the corpses of heroes, and we do know that at some point Morgott sent Leyndell forces to attack the Volcano Manor. There's plenty of evidence of that around Mount Gelmir, or whatever it's called. And if I remember correctly, doesn't somewhere in the Volcano Manor items or questlines, doesn't it say something about them gathering heroes, or something about where it specifically said heroes? So maybe a bunch of recusants, Volcano Manor folk attacked Leyndell, That would make sense, because, I mean, we know that the Volcano Manor wants to burn the Erdtree with, Oh, that's not right at all. I've paid for my hubris. Oh dear, I almost paid for my hubris again. Thank you. But yeah, no, that's... Again. That's just a theory. These Smith script weapons, they're cool, but... I don't know, I've not had a huge desire to use them. But yeah, no, that's... And again, I'm not saying it can't be Radahn. It's possible that they made a mistake and put him in twice, looking completely wrong and all that. I highly doubt it, though. I think at this point the only way I could be convinced is if the artist or Miyazaki says that, oh yeah, no, that's Radahn. We put him in twice because he's just super important, you know. No one mentioned it because... they just didn't. It's like when Wesley Snipes just didn't open his eyes in Blade 3. He just wouldn't. He just wouldn't. I think this bit down here is just used to jump back, if I'm not misremembering. Yeah, no, those are the two sort of big things usually that I get into arguments about in Elden Ring. Another one, not really so much an argument, because it's like more of an objective, or it's more of a subjective just thing. But is Ranni good or is Ranni bad? And I don't like Ranni. You can make a case that her goal with the moon and everything isn't bad. I just think a lot of the stuff is her fault. She's a troublemaker. And I just don't really like how her character's written and everything. I don't like how she's so sort of like perfect. See, in the Souls games, you can almost always screw everyone over. There are very rarely characters that you just can't screw over. Ranni is one of them. They even have like a sub-quest or a mini-quest with, what's that douchebag, Celavis or whatever, where he wants to turn her into a doll or whatever, using his starlight amber or whatever it is. And you use that and Ranni just goes like, nah, you're bad at video games, that didn't work. So it was like, what's even the point? If you attack her, she can just instantly kill you, and she's like, nothing personal, tarnished. I don't know, just, it kind of rubs me the wrong way, and it doesn't... She doesn't feel like a Souls character in that sense to me. She's too idealized in a sense, and perfect. And I just don't really like that. I also don't think there's anything particularly sad or like tragic about her. She's just like, oh, I don't want to be an Empyrean, so I'm gonna stir stuff up. I don't know, that's the way I look at it. I just don't like Ranni. There are very few Souls NPCs that I dislike in that sense. Like, there are characters who are clearly douchebags, like Patches, but I like Patches, and it's also important to say you can always get the upper hand on Patches. You can always get your own back, so to speak, and all that. Do I want to jump down here? Well, I'm doing it. It's quiet. Too quiet. Yeah, no, that's just me. I know a lot of people really love Ranni. She's a very popular character. That's fine. That's fine. Me, I think the better endings for this game. Well, if we're talking better in terms of like good for people, I reckon probably Gold Mask's ending. And in a sense, honestly, the Chaos ending, where you basically just destroy everything, because what is there to save in this world? There are some good beans, some good people, but what a, like, and again, there are parts of beauty in the world, but it's a miserable existence. Maybe it's not such a bad idea to just burn it all. It's, again, it's like that... What's that song by Tool? It's like, wash it all away. Maybe that is the best thing to do? Nah. I know there's an item down there, don't worry, I'm just checking up here real quick. Oh yeah, just pull on this. That will go up. Or down. Down the stairs. But yeah, no, that's one thing that's really interesting about Elden Ring. There is no good ending, really. There are, I guess you could say there are degrees of bad ending. But even then, a lot of it's just very open to interpretation, and I think they did a pretty decent job with it. The Chaos ending is definitely one of the coolest endings. But in terms of good endings, yeah, probably... A lot of people will say Ranni's. Hang on, where do I go from here? Do I have to go up and then down or something? Because I'm pretty sure I don't jump here. There's like a bit I do jump. I think I have to go up a bit, maybe, possibly. Who knows? But I think Ranni's ending's not a superb one, personally. I could just teleport back to the start. Or can I even teleport here? I don't know. There's... I wouldn't say Ranni's is a particularly bad ending, but I don't think it's a great one either. Can I jump, like, back over there? You know, it's not been that long since I did this. How have I already, like, forgotten all this? This does not feel right, though, but I'm gonna try it. No, we're doing it this way. Feel free to leave a comment explaining the correct way you're supposed to do that. Yeah, I see shiny things over there. I do wish all of the endings had been unique. But what you gonna do? Ooh. Like, that's why I think one reason, like, Gold Mask's ending gets overlooked a lot is because it's one of the sort of, like, a generic just sit on throne endings. But, yeah. Do we want to go higher up? Oh. I didn't grab that, did I? I was meant to do that before pulling it down. Balls. Oh well. Do I go back and do it? Because it's really not something I need. Maybe. Maybe I will. We'll grab this though, which I don't need this either. Which one's this one? Oh yeah. Taylor the Golemsmith. Oh, why not? Oof. Oh, how do I get back? I think I have to go the other way. Wow, that's probably one of the most horrible fights there ever has been and ever will be. And I really didn't need to go back and stubbornly kill those two guys, but I actually did. Alright, I have no idea how I'm doing for time, because that took me a while to figure out what I was doing. Okay, well I don't think I have time really to do a whole another dungeon now. The next dungeon we've done those, I think it would be that one. Because I think I've done all the others. Maybe. Well, either way, so we're gonna go up here a little bit, and then we'll call it around here. But we have a very important event which is about to occur once we walk up this path. So, let's see what happens, shall we?
Oh, are you not affected? Even with the spell broken, I'm feeling rather lost. Haunted by memories of St. Trina, her visage, her senna, the lure of velvety sleep. Would kindly Mikola chasten me for falling for St. Trina, while knowing that she was the discarded half? The problem is, I simply cannot help it. I would sacrifice everything just to gaze upon her one last time. I'm feeling rather lost, haunted by memories of St. Trina.
Oh, there you are. Good. If you happen to see Lady Leda, tell her that I'm striking out on my own. Don't worry, I've no mind to cross any of you. The guidance of kind Mikola remains etched into my very flesh. It's only... there's something that I must know. Kindly Mikola spoke of the vow he once made with General Radahn, and it is here the vow shall be honored. I am a Redmane. I must know the nature of the vow. I'll be out on my own for some time. There's something I must know. There is no need for concern. I will be true to my word. Though I do feel a hint of regret. Lady Leda and Honorable Ansbach are of a special breed. How glorious it would have been had we met in battle as sworn enemies.
Kindly Mikola has discarded his great rune. The fog that vexed my aging faculties has been lifted, and follies better left forgotten haunt me once again. Once, in an attempt to free Lord Mohg from his enchantment, I challenged tender Mikola, only to have my own heart rather artfully stolen. I knew not how weak I was. I believed that with sufficient mastery, even an Empyrean would be within reach of my blade. I could not have been more mistaken. Miquella the Kind is a monster, pure and radiant. He wields love to shrive clean the hearts of men. There is nothing more terrifying. Righteous tarnished. Miquella the Kind makes my blood run cold. I am loath to admit it. But even at this very instant, I wish to run very far away indeed.
I don't feel it. It's broken. Kind Miquella's light is gone. But I stand tall. Together, we work. Together, for Miquella the Kind. I don't know what to do. Our mother abandoned her brood. She did not love us. We are her children. What should we do? Must we be sad forever? I don't know either. Till we meet again.
Intriguing. What remains there to be said? Do you presume us allies even now? Though Miquella's spell is newly broken, I must profess, the spell mattered little. Uphold his covenant, Miquella shall, and in godhood redeem our rueful clan. Then Marika and vilest Erdtree both will at last be from divinity wrenched. And surely, contented I will be. But first, clear resounds the call of vengeance. The Impaler, Mesmer, must pay his due. In vengeance for the flames, my blade I wield. How could I allow myself to forget? Revenge alone assures me peace of mind. Think not to hinder me upon my path, lest you too wish to face the reckoning.
Oh, hello. Did you feel it? Miquella the Kind's enchantment appears to have broken. But while my devotion to kindly Miquella remains unchanged, by my troth I am not so sure about the others. No, wait. Perhaps this is a blessing in disguise. I can wield my sword to cull the undeserving, those unfit to bask in tender Miquella's presence. I should have thought of this earlier. Right. It's time to begin ferreting out those of us who don't deserve to be at kindly Miquella's side. Thiolier. It's true. His devotion to St. Trina is plain to see. I fear his vows to Miquella the Kind are merely secondary. But for this very reason, Thiolier is incapable of betrayal. St. Trina's love for kind Miquella is boundless. She is, after all, his other half. Or perhaps her feelings go beyond even that. Even if she was left behind, I doubt her heart would waver. Right. It's time to begin ferreting out those of us who don't deserve the horn scent. On one hand, he trusts Miquella the Kind to bring salvation to his people. With the enchantment lifted, his vengeful passions may once again ignite. But surely he'd be mindful of kindly Miquella's promise. On the other hand, the horn scent does present his own dangers. Perhaps your concerns are well-founded after all. Allow me some time to mull it over.
I had something I wish to tell you. I'm heading south. I've recalled something that Sir Moore said. He discovered deep purple water lilies blooming on the southern shore. That must be where St. Trina was left to wither away. I'm heading south to the shore Sir Mo mentioned.
I don't know how to be. I don't know what to do. Our mother abandoned. She did not. Must we be sad forever? Maybe that's kindly Miquella's love. Love for all the unloved. Love to banish the pain. Goodbye.
Ah, there you are. It took me long enough, I know. But I've made my decision. I believe it wisest to eliminate the Horn Scent. If he were to point his blade at Sir Mesmer or Queen Marika, perhaps it would not matter. But vengeance changes a man. And one day, his blade may turn towards Miquella the Kind. Kindly Miquella is, after all, the true golden child. Even if he discards every last drop of his being, his lineage will always remain. I believe the Horn Scent suspects what I have in mind. He never placed his full trust in me, even under the effect of kindly Miquella's spell. He must have recognized something. The scent of the killer that slept within me, the stench of crusted blood. I will follow the Horn Scent. To have his revenge on Sir Mesmer, there is only one place he will go. The Black Keep.
Alright, well that's going to do it for today's episode. Man, I felt bad suggesting, you know, Thiolier and the Horn Scent to Leda, but I'd never had that dialogue before, so I wanted to see what she would say. And looks like she dismissed him as a threat, which, well, that's good, because I didn't want her to stab him. I don't want to stab anyone, but oh well. That's going to do it for today. On the next episode, maybe we will head down there this time. Right, well, thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Ciao.